Hi everyone, it's James here from Jivey Talks Tech, and this is Ray, a new, ish, condenser microphone from Austrian microphone manufacturer Lewitt. Now on the face of it, Ray is yet another high quality, large diaphragm, cardioid condenser microphone, which connects to your mixing desk or audio interface via a standard XLR connection, which can also provide the phantom power. However, taking a closer look at Ray, it's quite a lot more than just another great sounding microphone. There are buttons to push and things to touch and play with. So, let's do that. So as we'll discover, Ray, and I cannot find for the life of me what Ray stands for or what it's an acronym for, Ray is a very smart mic and uses something Lewitt call Aura. Now, all directional microphones suffer from what's called the proximity effect. In short, the closer you get to the mic, the more focused and intimate the tone. Or, if you're a pessimist, the more boomy and bassy the tone. Now, a great vocalist can work with a mic's proximity effect, but as a general rule, it's not a mic's most desirable feature. And the new Aura technology eliminates this phenomenon. So here's my voice without any aura, and you can hear as I get further away, the mic tone becomes, weaker and quieter. And now, with Aura engaged, I can get up close. And as I move away, there's no real loss of tone or volume, which is really nice. That's really cool, very useful for podcasting or other broadcast uses where maybe you don't want the mic up close, blocking your face, or even in shot at all. However, Aura also works with instruments like acoustic guitar. So this is no Aura. And this is with Aura. Somewhat awkward, but you get the idea. Ray also has some other audio tricks up its audio sleeves, like a very handy mute button. Now I'm on, and now... Okay, so a mute button is handy, but an auto mute is even handier. And this automatic mute Lewitt call mute by distance. Up close, and the mic is live. If I move away, or even if I'm still talking, this is a distance thing and not an audio gate, which is opened by the signal reaching a preset or a defined threshold. Both Aura and mute by distance work using the small sensor in the front of Ray, so always make sure you use the official supplied shock mount so the sensor doesn't get blocked. To set mute by distance, hold the mute button for 3 seconds. This sets the mute distance at the distance you currently are from the mic, and as you move away, the indicator turns red or muted, and as you get closer again, the light or button goes green and the signal flows. To clear mute by distance, simply hold the mute button for 3 seconds. A single push of the mute button will mute the mic even in mute by distance mode. Ray comes boxed in this rather lovely package. With all the things you might expect, we get the shock mount, the pop filter, which is magnetic, which is really cool, and actually does a far better job than I thought it would do, considering it's quite so close to the microphone to work properly. You get the foam wind jammer, the pouch, soft bag, and the all-important Lewitt cable wrap. All in all, a very usable package. However, the post-NAMM spring delivery gods have also provided me with a new Lewitt Connect 2 USB audio interface. And as I'm sure you've already guessed, the Ray is plugged directly into the Connect 2 for this video session. Connect 2 is a desktop 2-in, 4-out, easy-to-use USB-C powered audio interface, which supports up to 96 kHz sample rate. With two inputs, you can connect both a microphone via XLR and a mono high impedance instrument, like guitar, via the 1/4" jack. Around the back, we have both 1/4" and mini jack for headphones, very handy when you can't find or don't have the most valuable audio connector in the known universe. And we have TRS outputs to go off to your amp or powered speakers. Now, while Connect 2 is a very small desktop audio interface, don't let its size fool you. This is a very powerful little device, packed with features that if you're new to recording, are going to make your recording sound better, and if you're an experienced recording professional, like what I is, it's going to make your life faster and easier, which is a score on both counts. Let's start with driving this thing. The touch controls are nicely responsive and allow us to control the input gain and the volume for the two inputs and outputs. The mute button also works on each input or output, which is a feature normally reserved for more costly interfaces. Click and hold the mute button and it mutes everything. We also have the user-defined or custom button and the input-output mix control. I normally refer to this as the more me control. And in the middle, we have a feature called auto gain. More on all this stuff shortly. To get the most from your Connect 2, you're going to want to download the control panel. In this case, Lewitt call it the control center, and you can get that from their site. Once installed, this may also trigger a firmware update, as it did for me, a painless process that now means both software and hardware are fully up to date. From the control center software, we can now use one of my favourite Connect 2 features, Auto Setup, which guides you through the process of getting the best sound for your recordings. The mic input can provide phantom power via the switch on the rear, so you're good to go with both dynamic and condenser mics. And as Connect 2 has up to 72 dB of gain, it will also be fine with ribbon mics of all shapes and sizes. In the top right of each channel, we find Clip Guard. This is a form of smart limiter that just stops getting any nasty clicks or pops from overdriving the input of your channels, and then thus into your DAW. We all know there is one level of singing or playing for the sound check and a completely different one when it comes time for the perfect take. I'm looking at you, guitar players. If you're using Connect 2 Live, where you want to achieve the best possible sound without any additional processing, we have 3 different preamp flavours to choose from. Clean is, as the name suggests, an untouched and as nature intended, and perfect if you're going to process or mix the recording later. Warm adds a vintage vibe to the tone and eases up on the top end to add a little bit more warmth and loveliness into your recordings. Vivid adds a sparkle to the tone, which can be handy if you're working with vintage or lesser quality microphones, or ribbon mics. It's subtle, but it's really nice. Under the preamp tone controls, we find the denoiser. This is a real-time lifesaver for anyone who does live recordings or broadcast. Hit the button and the denoiser does a quick analysis of the background sound and simply removes it from the signal path in real time. Brilliant. Finally, we have the very easy to use single button compressor. All the parameters are preset and cannot be tweaked, so just set it and forget it. All the processing is coming from the Connect 2 interface, so there's no additional load on your computer and, quite frankly, zero noticeable latency. I mentioned the custom button earlier, and well, to me it's the kind of semi-custom button. Click on the cog to open the settings panel, and here we can choose the functionality assigned to the custom button. By default, it will bring up the control center, but I like the ability to toggle between a kind of recording and playback workflow, like this one. Now, for you crazy cats out there who really like to pimp and customize your studios, here's the chance to change the color profiles of the different functions of Connect 2. And it's not just a choice of 4 or 5 colors, anything goes here. So I was recently looking for a small, portable solution for controlling the volume of my Mac's audio output that would give me better control and better quality rather than just the mini jack out on the side of the Mac for live audio events and sports events that I run. And the Connect 2 quite literally landed on my doorstep, and it's absolutely perfect. Yes, it has many other whistles and bells, but if you just want to control the audio from your computer, this thing is perfect. So, Lewitt Connect 2 and Ray, a perfect combination of affordability, functionality, and quality. What's not to love? I should say at this point that I'm not being paid by Lewitt for this video. Yes, I probably will get to keep Ray and the Connect 2, so yes, technically that makes this a sponsored video, but I'm not being told what to say, and anything goes. So there you go, full disclosure. So I really hope you enjoyed that. I'll leave links and stuff like that for Ray and for Connect 2 down in the blurb. Please do, if you're considering looking and buying one of these things or any of this stuff, please do click on the link to our sales partner Thomann. If you want to get your hands on any of these Lewitt goodies, please do consider clicking those links. Also, please do hit like, subscribe and ring the bell to be kept in the JTT loop. But for now, my name's James Ivey from Jivey Talks Tech, and I'll see you again very soon.